Beamy, 24 years old male, name is Kieran, work night security at a massive data center called the Helix. The building is a glass monolith on the edge of the city, cold and sterile. My life is a cycle of sleeping while the sun is up and waking up when the world goes dark. Social life is non-existent. I describe myself as an incel, though I do not hate women, I just hate myself. I feel biologically and socially invisible, like a background character in a movie nobody is watching. Height is average, face is average, personality is withdrawn. Spend my nights walking empty corridors, checking locked doors, and sitting in a booth staring at monitors. It is the perfect job for someone who wants to disappear. Enter Alara, 23 years old, female. She works in the basement server farm, monitoring temperature and uptime for the graveyard shift. She is small, pale, and usually buried inside an oversized hoodie that swallows her frame. She has dark circles under her eyes that match mine. She is a Femcel, though she would never say the word out loud. She radiates the same energy of do not perceive me that I do. We are two ghosts haunting the same machine. For the first 3 months, we barely spoke. Just a nod when she swiped her badge at the front desk. Sometimes a grunt of acknowledgement near the vending machines at 3 in the morning. The vending machine is our watering hole. It is a flickering beast located in the break room on the 4th floor. One Tuesday night, the silence breaks. I am standing in front of the machine, staring at a bag of spicy chips that is stuck on the coil. I have already paid. The coil turned, but the bag refused to fall. It is a metaphor for my entire existence. I hear a sigh behind me, turn around to see Alara standing there holding a tablet and an empty mug. She looks at the chips, then at me. "Kick it," she says, her voice is raspy, unused to speaking. "What?" "Kick the bottom right corner. The sensor is loose. If you jar it, the motor trips again." I look at her, then back at the machine. I give the machine a solid kick in the designated spot. Whirr. The coil spins again and the chips fall. I reach down and grab them. I hold the bag up like a trophy. "Thanks." She shrugs and steps forward to buy a black coffee. "Knowledge is power," she says flatly. She presses the buttons for the coffee, which comes out looking like sludge. I hesitate. Usually I would retreat to my security booth, but the silence of the building is heavy tonight. "You want a chip. It is not a question, just an awkward offering." She pauses, watching the cup fill. "Sure." We sit at the sterile white table in the break room. The fluorescent lights hum overhead. I open the bag and put it in the middle of the table. We eat in silence for 2 minutes. "I'm Kieran," I say eventually. "Alara, you work in the pit. That is what we call the basement server room." "Yeah. Keeping the internet alive so people can argue on Twitter at 4 in the morning." I snort. "Noble work. It pays the rent, and I don't have to talk to anyone." She looks at me over the rim of her mug. "Except the security guy who can't operate a vending machine." It is the first time a female has teased me in years. I do not know how to react, so I just nod. Machine was rigged. I was sabotaged. "Life is rigged," she says, looking down at the table. The air changes. Suddenly, we are not just coworkers making small talk. We are two people acknowledging the weight we carry. "Yeah," I say. "It is. That was the beginning." Every night at 3, we meet at the vending machine. It becomes a ritual. We do not talk about the weather or sports. We talk about how messed up the world is. We talk about loneliness. I find out she spends her days sleeping and her weekends playing obscure RPGs. She finds out I spend my free time on forums reading theories about why modern dating is broken. We are careful with each other. Like two stray cats who want food but are afraid of being kicked. One night, about a month later, the elevator breaks down. We are both inside it, heading up to the roof to check a tripped alarm. The car jolts and stops between the 20th and 21st floor. The lights flicker and die, leaving us in the red emergency glow. My heart starts hammering. I hate small spaces. "Fantastic," Alara says from the corner. I press the call button, static. Maintenance won't be here for hours, I say. It's just us. I slide down the wall and sit on the floor. After a moment, she sits opposite me. Her face is illuminated by the red light. She looks terrified, but she is hiding it well. So, she says, this is how we die, starved to death in a corporate elevator. At least we have service, I say, checking my phone. No signal for me, she says. Walls are too thick. We sit in silence for a long time. The air feels thin. Kieran, yeah, do you think there's something wrong with us? The question hangs in the air. I know exactly what she means. I think we just don't fit, I say. The world is built for loud, shiny people. We aren't shiny. She pulls her knees up to her chest. I tried being shiny once in college, bought the clothes, went to the parties. What happened? Felt like I was wearing a skin suit. Everyone knew, they could smell the awkwardness on me. I went home and didn't leave my room for a week. I nod. I know the feeling. It's like everyone else got a script and I'm just improvising badly. She laughs, a short, dry sound. Exactly, I'm tired of improvising, Kieran. I look at her, really look at her. In the red light, she doesn't look like the scary server goblin she pretends to be. She looks lonely, and for the first time, I feel a pull. Not just attraction, though she is prettier than she thinks. It is recognition. Me too, I say. We talk for 3 hours while we wait for the technician. We talk about our families who don't understand why we work nights. We talk about the fear that we will never find someone who tolerates us. I tell her about being an incel. I expect her to cringe or call me toxic. Instead, she nods. I get it. I feel the same way, just from the other side. Guys don't look at me. I'm invisible to them unless they need tech support. I'm looking at you, I say. The words slip out before I can stop them. She freezes. I panic. I mean, I see you. You aren't invisible. She looks down at her hands. Thanks, Kieran. The elevator jerks back to life. The moment is broken, but something has shifted. Over the next few weeks, the dynamic changes. We start eating lunch together on the roof. We watch the city lights and the traffic far below. I start looking forward to work. I start showering before work, putting on cologne. I catch myself smiling when I see her car in the lot. It is terrifying. Hope is a dangerous thing for people like us. Then, the insecurity hits. I come in one night and see her talking to a delivery guy in the lobby. He is tall, fit, classic Chad type. He is laughing and she is smiling, a real smile. My stomach drops. The Blackbill thoughts come rushing back, of course. Why would she be interested in a security guard when she can have that? I walk past them without saying a word. I go to the booth and stare at the monitors. My chest hurts. Later at 3 a.m., I don't go to the vending machine. I stay in the booth. 10 minutes pass, 20, my phone buzzes. Text from Alara, chips are stuck again. I ignore it. I am angry, but mostly I am hurt. I feel foolish for thinking we had a connection. The next night, I avoid her again. She tries to wave at me in the hall, but I pretend to be on the radio. I can see the confusion on her face, then the hurt. I am sabotaging this, and I know I am, but I can't stop. It is a defense mechanism. Reject her before she can reject me. 3 days of silence pass. The work nights feel twice as long. I am miserable. Friday night arrives. I am doing my rounds on the 12th floor. Empty cubicles, dark screens. I turn a corner and run right into her. She is holding a bundle of cables. She looks tired, worse than usual. You're avoiding me, she says, no greeting, just the accusation. I'm busy, I lie. Bullshit. You've been hiding in the booth all week. She drops the cables on a desk. What did I do, Kieran? Her voice cracks a little. That sound breaks my resolve. Nothing. You didn't do anything. Then why are you treating me like a stranger? I sigh, rubbing the back of my neck. I saw you with that delivery guy, she blinks. What delivery guy? Marco. I don't know his name, the tall guy. You were laughing. She stares at me for a second, then lets out a sharp laugh of disbelief. Marco is gay, Kieran. He was telling me about his husband's terrible cooking. Oh, I feel the blood drain from my face. I am an idiot. A colossal, insecure idiot. Oh, I say, Is that what this is? You got jealous because I smiled at another human being. She steps closer, her eyes flashing with anger. You think because I'm a loner, I'm not allowed to talk to people? Or did you think I was faking everything with you? No, I thought you realized I wasn't good enough. I admit it, the truth hangs there. I thought you looked at him and then looked at me and realized what a loser I am. Alara softens. She takes a step closer. We are standing in the middle of a darkened office floor. You are an idiot, she says softly. I know, I don't want Marco, I don't want some random guy. She hesitates. I bought you a soda on Tuesday. It's still in the fridge, I waited for you. My heart squeezes. I'm sorry, Alara, don't do that again, don't shut me out, it hurts. I won't. We stand there for a long moment. The distance between us feels charged. Graveyard shift is over in 2 hours, she says. Yeah, want to get breakfast, real breakfast, at a diner. I have never seen her outside of the building. The thought is terrifying and exhilarating. Yeah, I'd like that. We finish our shifts. I spend the next 2 hours nervously checking my reflection in the monitor. At 7 a.m., we walk out the front doors. The sun is blinding. It is strange to see each other in natural light. She looks pale, her skin almost translucent. She is beautiful to me. We drive to a nearby diner in separate cars. We sit in a booth near the window. I order pancakes. She orders an omelet. It is awkward at first without the safety of the dark office. But then she starts complaining about the coffee and the tension breaks. We talk about real things, future things. I don't want to work nights forever, she admits. Me neither, I'm studying coding on the side, trying to get out of security. She smiles. Really, I could help you with the coding. I'd like that. We finish eating. I pay the bill despite her protests. We walk out to the parking lot. People are rushing to work, starting their day. We are ending ours. We stand by her car. So, she says, I know I need to make a move. If I don't do it now, I will regret it forever. I am terrified of rejection. But I remember the elevator. I remember the vending machine. I take a deep breath. Alara, yeah, can I hug you? It is a timid request. She doesn't answer verbally. She just steps forward and wraps her arms around my waist. She buries her face in my chest. I wrap my arms around her. She feels small and warm. We hold onto each other in the parking lot of a Denny's at 8 in the morning. It is the most human contact I have had in 5 years. I feel the knot in my chest loosen. The loneliness that has been my constant companion starts to fade. I am not alone. She is not alone. You smell like cheap coffee, she mumbles into my jacket. You smell like server coolant, I reply. She laughs, vibrating against me. She pulls back and looks up at me. Her eyes are tired, but they are bright. See you tonight, Kieran. See you tonight. I drive home feeling light. I sleep better that day than I have in my entire life. Months pass. We start dating. It is slow and awkward. We have to learn how to be a couple. We have to unlearn years of self-isolation. There are bad days. Days where my insecurities flare up, days where she retreats into her shell, but we communicate, we use the language we built in the dark. We watch movies at my apartment, we play video games at hers, we are still Incel and Femcel in some ways, we are still cynical about the world, we still hate crowds, but we are no longer miserable. We found a shelter in each other. 1 year later, I get a certification in network security. Alara helps me land a job in the IT department at a different company. Day shift. It is a huge change. Seeing the sun every day is weird. Talking to normal people is exhausting, but I come home to her. We moved in together last month. Our apartment is small, filled with computers and blackout curtains. It is our fortress. Tonight I come home from work. She is already there wearing one of my hoodies. She is cooking dinner. It smells like burnt garlic, but I don't care. I walk up behind her and wrap my arms around her. She leans back into me. Hey, she says, hey, how was the world of the normies? Loud, bright, annoying, she chuckles. Good keeps us humble. I turn her around and kiss her. It is not a movie kiss. It is real. It says, I know you and I accept you. We eat dinner on the couch watching anime. Later, we lie in bed. The room is dark, lit only by the streetlights outside. I look at her sleeping face. I think about the boy I was a year ago. Lonely, bitter, convinced he was destined to rot alone. I think about the girl she was, convinced she was unlovable. We were wrong. We were just looking in the wrong places. We were stuck in the dark, waiting for someone to bring a light. Turns out we just needed to find someone else in the dark to hold hands with. I brush a strand of hair from her face. She stirs and opens one eye. "Stop staring at me, creep," she whispers, smiling. "Go back to sleep, goblin," I whisper back. She snuggles closer and closes her eyes. I close mine. For the first time in my life, I am not afraid of tomorrow. I am not an incel anymore. I am just Kieran. And she is just a Lara, and that is enough. Life is good, the end.